For this circuit we have to find the three mesh currents or loop currents. So first we can observe this thing that this current is downwards 4 ampere, the current through this branch. So we can write I1 minus I2 is equal to 4, or we can write I2 is equal to I1 minus 4. So that we can find. Now when we write the KVL equations, we have to avoid this branch. The reason is we don't know the voltage drop across the current source. There is a voltage drop. If we write KVL equations, we will have to write the voltage drops across each of the elements. But we don't know what is the voltage drop across the current source. We know the current through that branch, but we don't know. So we should avoid that one. We have to avoid that one. So we will need, there are three unknowns here, three mesh currents. So we will need at least three equations. We already have one equation here. So let's see if we can find two more equations we can get avoiding this branch, this particular branch. So we can actually write one equation, one KVL equation in this outer loop, this whole one up to here, that loop, and another equation we can write actually just in this loop. So we will have two more equations, and that will give us three equations. So let's first write the equation for the outer bigger loop. So we can do that. So that will be 8. On the left hand side I am writing the rises, and then drop across this resistance 2 ohms. So that will be 2 times I3, and then drop across this resistance 8 ohms, that will be plus 8 times I2. So we can write it 4 is equal to I3 plus I2. So now what we are trying to express is I2 and I3 in terms of I1. So because we already have expressed I2 in terms of I1, so let's try doing that as well. So here we can write I3 is equal to 4 minus I2, and then I2 is I1 minus 4. So that's I1 minus 4, so that will be 4 minus I1 plus 4, so that will be 8 minus I1. Sorry, there has been a mistake. This one will be 4I2, so this one will be also 4I2, and this will be 4, so that will be 4, and here it will be 16, so that will become minus 4I plus 20, or 20 minus 4I. So 20 minus 4 I1, sorry. So that is I3 in terms of I1. Now we can write the other equation, which is this one, KVL equation for this one. That will be the drop across this 2 ohms resistance will be, so left hand side is 0, and then 2 I1 minus, that is I3, so I1 minus I3. Then I write the voltage drop across this one, this resistance, these 2 ohms. So that will be just plus 2I3, and finally the 4 ohms resistance, which is this one, between I3 and I2. So it will be, since I'm going counterclockwise, so that will be 4 I3 minus I2. So that will be, if I write everything on the left hand side, it really doesn't matter. So that's 2I1 minus I3. Actually that should have been I3 minus I1, sorry, once again, because I am going on the other hand side. I am going on the counterclockwise direction, so the drop is actually this way, so the current should have been I3 minus I1. So yeah, so here this is minus 2I1 minus 4I2 plus 8I3, that is equals to 0. So now we can write everything in terms of I1. So I2 is here, which is I1 minus 4, and then plus 8, 20 minus 4i1, which is I3. So that's minus 2i1 minus 4i1 plus 16 plus 160 minus 32 I1, that's 0. So if we add the I1s, 32, 4 and 2 all minus, so that will be minus 38 I1 plus 160 plus 16, so that will be plus 176 is equal to 0. So I1 will be 176 over 38, which is 4.63 amps. So that we have. Once we have that, we can write I2 as 4 minus I1 minus 4, sorry. So that will be I1 minus 4. So that will be 4.63 minus 4, so 0.63 amps or 630 milliamps, something like that. So let's leave it like that. And then I3 will be 20 minus 4i. So that will be 20 minus 4 into 4.63, which is 1.48 approximately amps. So these are the three mesh currents, and all we did here is the different thing is, since we had a current source in one of the branches, we avoided that. There was this current source in this branch, so we avoided that branch in while writing the KVL equation, and that's the trick. When we have a mesh we have to use mesh current method and there is a current source. We should avoid the writing KVL for that particular branch.